time for you to suffer. Your friends keep plays Gothic 4. This is not a retro game, it is a Yankee crappy game. And we...
No, wait! Stop! 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 No! No! Stop! Listen there, Council. I hate to do this. This is really awkward. Okay. Frater H is going to pull the feed. He says this is getting old. This is getting kind of tiresome. We gotta find something else to do. Yeah, I know you're gonna put condiments on me. I know how it is. We gotta find someone else to do. He's literally watching right now, and he's got the button on the feed. Oh, please, please. Now, wait a minute. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's like I haven't done this in a while. Wait a minute. What's going on here? I'm the Inquisitor here. The council is a very fair, balanced council, but wait, you're telling me he's gonna sabotage our scene? I don't. Wait, he's gonna sabotage our scene, council. Like, can he do that? I mean, this is our intro. This is our part. You know, we need to build this up. We know. Please, what?
No, no, no. He cannot do this to us. We are the anti-game Emporium, and these punishments are content. Plus it gives co-pilot on our computer a job. Are you telling us Frater SH is going to take the job away of little AI on our PC?
Oh, he is. Oh, that Frater SH. He's really the real villain of all this. He's gonna put that little co-pilot AI on our computer he's gonna take its job away. Oh, the terrible pain. But he can be forgiving, and maybe we can think of something different. I think he just doesn't like me being constantly having a different condiment on me, you know? I mean, what would be next? Mustard or ketchup? I mean, to him, it's just filling time. He's probably seeing more content out of this than that. I mean, he loves breaking fourth wall, Council, in the Inquisitor. He loves it. I say this, and I propose that we sit down off air and think about it for a while, okay? Just a little thought, a little thinking, okay? And think how we're going to do this, because you know how he is, okay? So let's just turn the feed back to him. Maybe he's in a better mood. Okay, feedback over to me. They're giving me. That was kind of content there, you know. Those guys were just sort of arguing, you know, like, "Oh, my little co-pilot." Okay, whatever. Okay, let's get on with it. Hey, Billy, cue it up. Hey, welcome to the Frater vs. Retro. That I don't know what that last scene was. I hit Frater. Well, it's called breaking fourth wall, and we do it a lot. Maybe too much. Yeah, well, look, man. How many different things are they gonna like put on Mr. Peck? I mean, at first it was funny with the tar and feather. That was funny, and then what was it? Then you had, you know, the Vegemite. Yeah, but by that point, it was starting to jump the shark. You know, they put honey on him. You know, that was funny with the cats chasing him. Um, yeah, and then there was the thing with the squirrels chasing him. I think that was part of the tar thing, actually. Um, yeah, I mean, what's next? Gravy. Actually, the gravy would have some comedy relief, actually. But I understand where you're coming from, actually, Raider. Yeah. So the point is and look, I know they're watching this, and look, what I'm proposing is, I want you to just watch some Three Stooges. That's right. Yeah, I know you're watching. Watch some Three Stooges and you can get some ideas. I actually think the council's pretty funny. Like that's like a Doctor Who voice, That's like something out of like the Colin Baker or Sylvester McCoy era or something. I really like that actually. But please do understand it. Please do understand it. What are you gonna do? You just gonna keep? Wait, what's next? Mustard, ketchup. We could go down the condiment aisle of our grocery store at Walmart. Let's go. Let's just go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go shopping. We get to go shopping. Wait, is there even a Walmart in this dimension? Ah, no. This is continuity town. Remember? That's right. We never really established this. This is called continuity town. Well, oh, so are we gonna do the whole figure coming towards the cap? Well, they didn't do the punishment, so I don't think he is. I think they're sitting behind the scenes with the writers. It's them behind the scenes of the writers. I can see the council sitting there with the other like masons, and they're like, "Oh, whoa, okay, okay." He's mentioned Three Stooges. Does any of you got some Three Stooges DVDs and stuff? And you actually got all the Three Stooges, don't you? Yeah, I got the whole DVD set. Actually, recently I even bought one where it's just like not the individual um box set volumes that have like the years to it, but it just has all the discs from that Sony set and then it's just all in one like package. Um, yeah, it's good stuff. It's really, really, really good stuff. Um, but we gotta understand here that we are repeating things, and I know what it is. We're buying time. You know what? Let's get to the game because I don't want these intros getting too long. Okay. So okay, we're in the game room. Time to play some more of the Gothic 4 or whatever it's called. Yeah, more than Gothic 4. Yeah. So like I mentioned, I just wanted to get out of the intro there, right? You know, this is easier to do because I don't have to slap pictures on based on who's talking. Um, yeah, so yeah, if they could find something else to do, and like I said, there's a world of retro comedy, which is kind of what is it, that's kind of the theme of our show is retro. Believe it or not all of it has to be retro as in terms to video games. Um, it can be in terms to things like, doing sort of a tribute to past comedy. A lot of people don't know that in the last episodes we had before we came to Metro Trek, I actually wrote a scene, an intro where it was basically based off Ed Sullivan, the Ed Sullivan show, because I found a guy who had put up some classic Nick at Night. Yeah, of course, that got deleted pretty quick. Oh, YouTube. Oh, YouTube. There's times when you just like someone will like there'll be a copy of Shrek that stays up for like over a decade practically, and it is never taken down. But then some guy, some guy. Oh, geez, my throat's not good tonight for this show. Luckily, after this, I'll just be doing some uploading and not doing more shows. Um, so, like for example, this guy had uploaded all these Nick at Night. So when I grew up, Nick at Night wasn't just like George Romero or what his name is. Some of those shows like The Nanny or the modern day Nick at Night became just like playing the same show all night. Like there was actually a time when I was growing up as a little kid that Nick at Night used to play all the black and white stuff, and used to not do a marathon of the same show all night. It actually had a fairly good mix of content, and so it was great when this guy uploaded it. I was able to get at least 2 of the videos and download them, and fortunately I probably should have been going crazy downloading these videos because I didn't realize how quickly YouTube was going to terminate this guy. I mean, they didn't delete his videos, they terminated his channel. And well, that's it's YouTube. YouTube is so weird, and they're very weird. I think they were a lot worse with Susan than the current guy they got as CEO. But this guy is just so anti ad blocker though. Like he's really pretty gun ho to get as much revenue as possible. Unfortunately, it's actually starting to hurt a lot of channels because you're getting like this like double dipping, double duty of like ads and commercials. It pretty much, I hate to tell you people, you pretty much are watching cable TV now, because unless you're using like uBlock Origin or something, I really don't know how, if I probably shouldn't be mentioning stuff like this because I'm not sure how the little algo bot, the little content ID bot, like if you mention these things, if it automatically like flags your video or something. I don't even make a cent off this. I've never have, because I never had an audience. I mean, there was a time I could have made revenue, but even then, before Adpocalypse, I never had an audience. So I didn't make any money. I can remember once they maybe like, I think it claimed for a video I made like a penny, and that was like, I just sort of chuckled and kind of went back to doing whatever jobs I was doing. I was like, I'm not making any money from this, and so yeah. I like how we're not talking about the game. Well, it's just hack and slash, hack and slash, hack and slash, hack and slash. I could literally make a file of just me saying hack and slash, 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 health refill, health refill, health refill, hack and slash, shield spell, hack slash slash. Yeah, and then yeah, it pretty much is that. I mean, it's not much you can really say more than that. Exactly. So that's sort of the end of that, and so really, my brain has started to trail off. Wait, what do you think though? Like as far as like how the show's going and things like that. Like, well, I mean, of course, I mentioned we're kind of in a time of transition, and not that kind of transition. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's a time of transition where we're going from, in the past, the only games we used to have is either on Good Old Games or Steam, as far as using OBS to record it, or going on the Xbox, one of my Xbox systems. What do you even call them nowadays? The Xbox Series. I have them all. I have pretty much them all. And it's kind of nice because all you have to do is stream to Twitch, and then basically, then you just download your video, and then you can then use it. Well, now I have a strong enough PC to handle OBSing, screen capturing games. I actually put some money into a proper PC, but now I have the ability to use a video capture of this Kid Hank, and there's even the possibility in the future, of doing a Xbox 360, and maybe even PlayStation 3, that would be kind of fun. I do have a PlayStation 3 60 gigabyte console where it lets you play all the games, like PlayStation 2 and all that stuff, and that's fun stuff, and that's it, and so, but yeah, I mean, the show, there's a bigger there's a bigger storyline I have in my head. And I'm not saying anything more about it, but it's hard to say because sometimes there's a timeline that I want to do it with, and it's not this year, it's not even next year, it's not even the year after, and um it's but you know what I mean, it's so there's like, I'm trying to figure how the
What are you doing
best
here?
make things work here on
Robot told me you were hanging around
Metrotractica,
here, so I was going to check
and
if everything's all right.
yeah,
Hang around?
so
Us? My foot.
I know, like, a person could
We
say,
are
well, isn't it
saving
hard to keep
robots' ass.
doing a show like this
Him,
every
the
weekend and
kingdom,
try
the
to keep
whole
the
world.
writing fresh? And it's
Really?
like, well,
How do you do that?
a
By
lot of
breaking
times,
open
sometimes
that
there's times when there is no
This one
writing.
looks quite
It's just,
solid.
Yes, it
you just
is.
make it up on the
Go to
fly, and
Milton
that's
and tell
why
him I
sometimes
can't
there have
open the
been times when the
damn
show
thing.
has literally had to crash
I
into the
keep
ground like an
trying,
airplane
but
because
I don't have much
you have
help.
to build it back
I'll go
up.
to Milton and ask him.
There's
Good.
so,
You
like,
will
for
find
example,
him back there
like
on
EastEnders
Matthew
in
Stevenson
Britain,
Road,
even though
Trash.
I've actually stopped watching it for once, the last two,
Where are
three
the others?
years, but
Lester and Gorn are out on
there
the
are times
avenue
I've
of
noticed
Milton,
with its
and
writing
Theobald is
how
with the
they do
lead.
things, and what
What
they
about
do
Lord
is
Hagen?
they
He's
start
quartered
pumping
in the
things up like a balloon, and
observatory east of
just
here.
as it's about
He's
ready to
busy
pop,
with the
they
fight for
deflate
the
it.
town.
At some point with
With a
storylines, you have
handful
to
of
deflate them,
paladins,
or else
he
you have
keeps
to go to the
trying to
climax,
take the town.
the
And
storyline's
argues all day
climax.
long with Lee,
Um,
who wants to
you got to do that.
negotiate and
You have to
fight the
deflate it at
demon
some
and
point,
his breed together with
and
the Ceterifians.
that's the whole
So the
point.
paladins don't do anything against the
Also,
demon?
Oh
the
yes, they
reason why
do.
storylines are
They
the way they
fight
are
on
right
all
now is to
fronts,
try
but
to
many of
kind of
them have
build up.
left.
Of course, Doc
Enos gives
Batty
them
would
the
agree with
power
this, is
to
to build up
continue, says they.
Metrotractica. I just feel like,
We will see
as far as our
if it
show is
is true.
concerned and Metrotractica is concerned, Metrotractica isn't ready
Seriously
yet.
now, what's going on?
It's
The
not ready
demon who
for
chased out
whatever
of Robar's mind hung
the
around
big
Centauri,
plans are.
Deadhorn the Sixth,
It's
a
not ready
thorn
yet.
summon,
It's
unholy
getting there. It
ritual
has us
that
now,
kept
so
the demon in this
yeah.
world and
Sounds like
belonging to him.
you're in the
In
know
the
on some
beginning,
things.
he could control
Maybe,
it and make it
or
fight
maybe not.
against our
Who
army.
knows?
But then the demon
I'm really
freed
happy with you.
itself and
You're
turned
now
against
quite out of
Deadhorn and
character.
Centauri.
What do you think?
Where is the demon now?
I
After
go
all
through
I've heard,
different
it retreated
cycles.
into the heart of the White Eye
Cycles where I'm
Mountain
into
and
something
made the
and then I'm
mountain
not, and then
burst.
I'm like, all of
Well,
a
it
sudden I'm
might
kind of
be
like
just all
smart
rumors and
mark
simply a
mode
volcano
about
erupting.
things, and then I'm back to
But
being like a
the
silly, dumb,
demon is
goofy
said to be
character.
inside the volcano,
I
and
think
its
it happened to
vicious
me originally
spirit
with the
seems to
original Frater
spread from
versus
there,
Retro. Like,
afflicting
um,
humans and animals.
I've
there's
noticed that.
sometimes we
What has
do a
this door
season
got to
where
do with the demon?
my character is
It is
supposed
the
to be
entrance
kind of
to the
like
burial
something has
chamber
happened
of
to
the
my character and it's
Ceterifian
gotten like
royal
dumb,
dynasty.
and it's kind
Some
of fun
old
acting
divine
dumb.
artifacts are said
Oh,
to be in there.
is it? I
Weapons,
don't know.
amulets, and things
I
like
know,
that.
Bookupy,
The
you're
artifacts
always
are
the
supposed
same
to help
person.
ban the demon.
There is never
How do
going to
you
be a
know?
smart mark
Oh,
version
that's
of
what
Bookupy
Milton
Adams.
says.
He's
He
always going to
studied
be
the
Bookupy Adams.
inscriptions on an old
But
stone
with
block.
me, it's
If you
different.
want to know more,
It's
talk to
hard to
him
do a whole
and
year like
tell
that,
him
and
I can't open
by
the damn
usually
door.
next year, I just kind of go, well, screw the story. I'm going back to being me. And I'm just to give you a warning, I'm not very much a fan of too much repetition. You know, it's like, hey, let's do ketchup. Hey, let's do mustard. Well, see, and then in the back of my mind, it's just like, okay, well, you're changing out like the condiment, but it's still the same premise that you got wet, sticky stuff on you, and you're running away from squirrels and cats. it's
You
funny
here?
at first,
What a wonderful
but then it
coincidence.
just it
What do
it,
you mean?
it
You
wears its
happen to me to have
welcome out.
chosen one of the
So
goddess,
there.
and
So
he appears just like that.
well,
Oh, not quite.
that's the
Diego
way it
said to
is.
see you. I'm supposed to tell
Stone
you that he
Cold said
can't
so.
open the door to the
I mean,
temple.
first
Well,
impressions, it does actually
I
appear,
hoped we could
that
speed up
they,
things a bit.
as
So we
far
still
as
have to
the
wait for
fall
the
of
key stones.
What
Sade
keystones?
or whatever,
4 Y-shaped
that
ornamental stones that fit in the indentation in this stone block here.
fall of
Once they're
chowder,
united,
a
the
bowl of
door to the
chowder.
burial temple opens.
That
There you'll
actually,
find the
they
holy
actually tried
artifacts
to
we
make
need to ban the demon.
How do you know all
to
this?
make this
From
more
the
like a
inscriptions on the
Gothic
stone
game.
block
It
here. The
wasn't
earthquake preceding the
this
volcanic
janky
eruptions
thing, but
made
it
the place that
actually
used to be here collapse.
it does
And it
seem to have
exposed the stone
appearances to
block
be
and the
not that
entrance to the
bad.
temple.
It's
What
just
else is written on that?
you
One thing at a time.
pretty much
First, I
head
need the
towards a
key stones.
volcano type
Then I'll tell you the
thing. You
rest.
fight
All right.
monsters
I'll take care
inside
of
and
that. Where do I find
that
the
kind of
keystones?
The
deal, and
Setarifian kings kept
you
them
know
in
what I
several
mean.
different
It's
places here in
that
town.
kind of
The Stone
thing,
of
and
Progress is in the observatory,
you
where
know.
Hagen's headquartered.
Yeah,
The Stone of Nobility is
I
in the
just want to
palace.
let you know
The
that
Stone of
Pukapi
Wisdom is in the
Adams has
house of the
got the
Mages
fire hose
Guild,
out
and the Stone of
outside, and he's
Wealth
getting
lies
ready
somewhere
to
underneath the ruins of the toll house at
blast
the
the
northern town gate.
Vegemite
I
off
asked
of
Mr. Van
Mr.
Dorn to
Peck.
fetch them, but they
Well,
haven't returned
that's
yet.
good,
See if you can
I
find
mean,
them.
Okay, where were they going to start?
I'm
The
kind
Dorn
of
was going to go to the
going,
northern town
guys. I
gate
think
and
we might
west
need
it
to
to the
actually sit and
observatory,
write
and
some
from there on to the
episodes.
house of the Mages Guild and the palace.
Yes,
But
it's sort
before
of
you
like the
go,
good old
can you make
days,
use of
yo,
this?
isn't it?
Well, take it with you.
Yep,
After all,
totally
there are a lot of demonic
improvised.
creatures about in town.
Um, um, I mean, I hate to break fourth wall, but yeah, there are times with the writing. Sometimes there isn't any plans. I mean, sometimes there's just no plans. I mean, there was I'm trying to not like reveal like all my projects, and like I try to keep in character most of the time, but a lot of times there are tribute projects where I will like watch like Doctor Who or old Nick at Night, like old retro TV shows, and get ideas like comedy ideas and also like adventure and sci-fi ideas, and then I just insert my characters into that kind of stuff, and that's usually the way I write that stuff. But with this season, and well, really we're kind of taking, it does seem to be we're taking a break on the writing, because it's just, I think we're gearing up for something very big, but it's like we want to get this stuff out of the way first. So like it's the year of 2026 out of the way, what we're writing and stuff, and we don't want to spend an inordinate amount of time on this. We don't want to. You can't do proper word for what you want to use. I think I'm just trying to talk big here, So I don't know. Uh, you know. So really, what it is that yeah,
I'd like to have a look at
that
your goods.
basically it's it's about just a lot of times, like I'll watch something, I get ideas as far as basic storytelling, but then there are times when I just with these, really the past since the beginning of this year with this show has been the focus on just like just um just focusing on like oh oh dear, you trailing off, are you getting a little bit of a sinus headache or something? Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah, well, it's just sometimes what happens is it's just sometimes it is fun to like come up with something on top of your head. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The new Frater versus Retro was nothing but that. I mean, I would just come up with stuff like that all the time, And I do have. Sometimes I forget about it. Oh dear, I do forget about it. That I do have several pages written out by hand written in 2024. I know you're going to go, why you wrote for 2026 that far back? And it's like, yes, yeah. But then what happens is once you're finished with 2025 and, then you're finally moving on 2026, you have, all of a sudden you have some different ideas, and you're kind of going, what? And it's like, yeah. So I think the buildup of this show, as far as what's going to happen is we're building up to getting through the reason why we're doing things the way we're doing. And you're definitely out of fourth wall now. Yeah, you're not even the Frater character. Yeah. Well, it's during the game. A lot of times the game doesn't even have commentary most of the time. I sometimes just go, well, 10 minutes is enough or whatever, and I just quit. And then, but I mean, you can hear the game sound and stuff. That the only time I get concerned is if I didn't record the sound loud enough or whatever. Sometimes the sound could be too loud. Trust me. I mean, that's why I had to put it 8% for this game and stuff, because it was one of those games that comes out pretty loud. So really what it is that the aim is to get through this game footage that I got. It was leftover game footage. So this happens on every show that I'm working on. That there's always going to be a game that when I'm cutting the master footage, there's going to be enough to go into the next year. There's always like it happened with RoboCop. That was a different project. And I'm not going to talk about what channels or anything like that, because I'm trying to keep some separation. I know I don't usually go into off character. I usually try to keep in the Frater character, but I'm just trying to explain it almost in a way to explain it to myself, like what is my goals and aims for 2026. And so, as we mentioned, and the big part of this year has been the revelation of having the Kinhank, the little Chinese console that you don't hook it to the internet. Linus Tech Tips even told you. He told you don't hook up these Android systems from China to the internet, because you don't want them connecting to your network, because if something happens where suddenly we're kind of at war with China or something, they just can turn all our computers into zombies working for them. They could take over everything. But understand it's a little pirate station, so you need to understand that you're there to play the video games. You're not there to watch YouTube. Why are you watching YouTube on that thing? You could do that on your PC or whatever. Do watch on your PC, because you block Origin, you can block ads and download videos and whatever. Just don't deal with that. So with the Kinhank, it would allow us to go much deeper as far as Frater versus Retro. That is the big issue, is that we kind of not been really playing retro games. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, and it's I kind of admit that it's kind of my way of scolding myself for not devoting enough time to retro games. I'm sorry to say, this game right here, even though you could say, well, it came out 2011 or 2012 or something like that. I think 2012, probably 2013 or something. And you could say, well, it's almost 10 years. It's over 10 years old. It is. I kind of admit I probably have now a very, very outdated concept of what's retro. but mostly it's because I haven't really checked up on like retro circles to really see what do people consider to be retro.
About Satyringrad Production. Welcome to Satyringrad Productions. We specialize in spiritual books, comic books and old public domain books that have long been forgotten. We also have done artwork for war history books and fiction-based works. We recommend our Ethiopic Holy Bible Volume 1 that is quite popular and attempts to bring the Book of Enoch back into the Bible's list of books. The Ethiopic Holy Bible Volume 1 also has a few selections from Josephus, a Jewish historian, and also the book has Jubilee and the Apocrypha, which is also available in Catholic Bibles. Frater, S.H. is an esoteric researcher who is out to reveal ancient knowledge, both known and forbidden. Frater, S.H. has appeared on Joshua P. Warren's Speaking of Strange, Kevin Smith's show, UFO Show, and Ghost Chronicles International with Ron Clark and Richard Felix, the historian from Most Haunted on the Travel Channel.